it's time to face facts. The Handmaid's Tale has jumped the shark. Alright, so it is June 30th, which means that it has been about 4 days since episode 6 of season 3 of The Handmaid's Tale has come out, and I still don't understand. Like, okay, I understand plot-wise what happened in the episode. Fred decides to escalate his ongoing making of propaganda films about how Canada should give him back his baby. And so, like, we have to go to Washington because of this. Okay, whatever. And frankly, there's a lot of baffling things there. Like, what they've done to the Washington Monument, for example. Just, like, why? But okay, whatever, I can roll with that. What's really upsetting is the fact that we find out that all the handmaids in the capital have had this happen to their mouths. Get it? Get it? It's because they're voiceless in their society. It's such wonderful symbolism. Yeah, and like if you think about it for longer than 10 seconds, it's just like, what? What? Like, how do they eat? Okay, I get that, like, alright, you know, it's completely dehumanized in society, two-legged wombs, etc., but, like, if you're a two-legged womb, you need to have proper nutrition in order to get pregnant, and, like, we spend a lot of time in the book hearing about how, like, this is the food that Offred is eating and whatnot, so nutrition, high priority, and, like, nearly impossible if your mouth is, like, kind of bolted shut. There's a writer from Gizmodo who pointed out that actually having piercings on your mouth like that, really prone to infection. And it's pretty well established in The Handmaid's Tale that, like, handmaids don't really care that much whether or not they live or die. So maybe giving them a point where they can very easily get infected and die, bad idea. But, okay, but like even just beyond, like logistically, it doesn't make sense. Like there's actual talking that has to be done as a handmaid, and they do the shopping. There are logistical conversations that have to be made about like meal planning and whatnot that you can't do if you can't talk. But the most upsetting part of all of it is the fact that it just flies completely in the face of how Atwood set up the novel. Like something Atwood says sort of over and over and over again about the book is this.
When I wrote The Handmaid's Tale, nothing went into it that had not happened in real life somewhere at some time. The reason I made that rule is that I didn't want anybody saying, you certainly have an evil imagination, you made up all these bad things. I didn't make them up.
The weird piercings just aren't real. I mean, say what you want about the torture porn of the first 2 seasons, whether it be Emily's female genital mutilation, Janine's eye getting plucked out, or Lily, I think Lily's the name of Ovglen too, Lily's tongue getting cut off. These are like actual things that have happened at some point in place in time. This is just not real. And like they could have made it be a thing. Like there's the scold's bridle, which is like looks like this, and like supposedly it was used by men to punish their wives for gossiping or nagging, stuff like that, in like the 1600s, 1500s, that time period. And like there's all this like Puritan New World stuff, which would make sense with like the whole Handmaid's Tales, like the Puritans are back and madder than ever. But no, we gotta have weird body horror, cause it's The Handmaid's Tale and it's dark and edgy. Like, I think this is the point where it's just gonna get worse. Like it's jumped the shark. This is it. There's a reason they've yet to announce that they've renewed it for season 4, and like, I don't know what's coming, but I'm not optimistic. Does this mean that I will stop watching this show? Of course not. I am always a slut for Handmaid's Tale and Handmaid's Tale related content. Like, I read the entirety of Vox, which, let's be real, is just a bad ripoff of The Handmaid's Tale. Like, the Christian fundamentalists have taken over the government and they have limited women to 100 words a day, and if they exceed 100 words, they get electric shocks, which, like, okay, at least, while stupider than permanently muzzling women, a lot more logistically feasible. Yeah, so if you want to hear me ramble about The Handmaid's Tale some more, you should subscribe to my YouTube channel, or listen to my podcast, The Ofcast, where me and my buddy Max read a chapter of The Handmaid's Tale each week and discuss it. So, thanks for listening.